What's up, guys? Your boy Dead Son Oblivion back with another Shredding Drip episode. Nice drips. Welcome back. We are back in the studio again. It is another week here with Perpetual Nonsense Machine. What's up, buddy?
I'm fresh out of the vocal clink, and I'm beat to death.
Yeah, we have a late nighter tonight. We've been jamming for a little bit. Oh, I should say he's been jamming.
Yeah, this is so this guy over here actually threw this out there to you guys, and I noticed it on the drip video on Wednesday. There's a little pinchy pinch of it. This is I don't know what the hell we're calling it. For right now, it's low down dirty drips because I tuned the guitar as low as it would go. So I was like low down dirty drips, but whatever. But he sneak peeked it in the last video on Wednesday, and we got a lot more of it today. It was something I've been working on, and basically in my basement down there, like a spider creature, just like, I'm going to put this together and do this with all my technical nonsense. I got piano, and I got this, and I got synth, and I got things that sound like trumpets, and I put it together, and I liked it, and I was like, hey guys, what do you think? And they liked it a lot, so it turned into a bigger production than what it originally. It was just some silly little idea. It was actually, the first riff was just something that I had put together for our band, and it was just laying around. So I put something together for it, and
It definitely slaps.
It slaps.
It slaps is the right
slaps.
word. I actually, it's funny. I was in the car the other day. I was driving home, and playlist was playing, just Randall, and I'm like, this song's heavy. What is this? And I look over, and it's his song. I'm like, oh my god.
It was much more like melodic and not so like that dry percussive vocal melody. It was more that flowy, like outright almost poppy kind of. You'll hear it, but it was just different than what I originally planned. It was just it just came out completely different. Like, stunned me as what my original plan was to what actually came out when we were actually putting it down.
We just kind of dropped the track into Logic. It's funny because we all work in like different locations. So like he records stuff at his house. Mr. Mustard records stuff at his house. Chef records stuff at his house. And then we just kind of send it all around. And so in this particular case, we kind of were like, hey, what do you want to do today? And we were like, yeah, let's make a little bit of a vocal video and put some vocals in. I happen to have a software called Howard Benson that's really, really solid for
And
vocals.
I don't have it, which is a stupid thing. So
Black Friday's coming?
Yeah, I should probably buy it.
Black Friday's coming.
We all have different plugins, which then turns into like shenanigans because we all use Logic, but you send stuff back and forth, and it's like, oh, it drops in, and then you hear the vocals, and it's like, because there's no plug-in, there's no like reverb, there's nothing, there's no compression, and it sounds like this, and it doesn't have any kind of volume control.
We all have different like versions of drums too, so like when they send drums over, they won't sound the same as they would on his computer as mine. As you know, it's just like
We all have the same program, but we bought different samples.
right.
And for whatever reason, when you drop the samples in, they're not all sequenced the same. So it's just like, come on, why? Who cares if the samples are different? Why did you do this to me?
Right, I know. Sometimes you'll like the kick will come through as like a snare, and you're like, "Whoa, what's going on with the song right now?"
Like the whole song is just like,
It's got like double snares,
Yeah.
instead of double pedals and stuff.
you just it's the kick drum's a ride cymbal for whatever reason.
But yeah, we have a lot of investments to make as far as just collective programs for all of us, so we can continue to make music together. Because one of the cool things about like just 2021 and 2020 was everybody was like working from their house, and that was really when we started to sit back because we couldn't really practice anymore because we couldn't have the gatherings for our band before this whole project had come into play. And we were already sitting together and kind of bouncing tracks back and forth. And then once he moved out to his new home, now we really work remotely from studios, so it's really tough if you don't have the same equipment and the same like sort of interfacing units and stuff like that to work around. But we've actually made it work pretty well for what we're doing, which is kind of cool. Specifically, just like I said, bouncing ideas back and forth. Maybe him and Mr. Mustard, they pretty much record right from guitars, or he emulates a cab, but they put that right into Logic. Whereas me, I'm running straight DAWs all the time, so I'm just doing virtual amps, virtual simulators for pretty much everything. I mean, I have amps, and I obviously have a guitar. The guitar is real, but it's pretty cool the sounds you can get, emulating digital sound. Honestly, nowadays you can save a lot of money and not have to spend a ton on thousands of dollars in amps. So
I just found this. My setup is idiocy. So, I have a cab. I love the cab, but it's one cab. So what happens is I run them through an attenuator. I don't know if anybody knows what an attenuator is. You can run your head through it, and then you can just turn the volume all the way up and control the volume with this. So that creates the option to really boost the headroom of a power amp. So your power amp, the more you boost it, the more oomph you're going to get out of it, basically. So I run it through that and into the computer. So then when it goes to the computer, I have a cab simulator, which then creates what the speaker should sound like, instead of actually running it through the speaker. And so that's my level. And then Mr. Mustard has completely mic'd up. And then Dead Son's running all simulations. So we all have a different level of things, where I'm using the heads I've accumulated over 15, 20 years and putting them into this. And then Mustard's so old school that he refuses to use any kind of plug-in. And he just wants, nope, this is my amp tone. And it sounds great. I hesitantly admit that it sounds really good, even though I want to slap him sometimes. But he does a good job. But everything works out, It's crazy because to the untrained ear, you just show it to them and everything sounds equally good. It's different stuff. It's different strokes for different folks. But it's kind of funny. We're all doing different things, and when you put it all together on when we're doing our demos out back and forth, it's like you really want to pick apart to figure out what people are doing.
So yeah, I don't even think you could really pick it apart, just based on some of the mastering programs that we have. Really just takes the sound to like the next level once you put it through that. Specifically, we use something called Ozone. And he's the master of that. He just tweaks that stuff, and like the before and afters are like uncomparable. It just makes it so juicy. Is the right word.
It's all about when you sit there and you gotta compare it. You gotta find something you really like on iTunes or wherever, and you gotta just sit there and listen to that, and then listen to your track, and then go back and forth. And this Isotope Ozone program, just essentially the volume is the biggest thing. You run it up to that mastered volume where a normal track would come out on Spotify or iTunes or whatever. But the clarity too, it makes it's insane. I'm sitting on my couch, and this $40 program just made me sound like a music master. It's incredible. And you can use it individually to EQ individual tracks. You could put it on a master track. It's wild, and it's insane where software has come. When my band in the early 2000s went to do our album, it was insane what it cost to do 4 tracks, and you couldn't do that at home. Absolutely couldn't. There was no chance. You had to get like a tape recorder with a cassette or some nonsense. Maybe I'm really dating myself here, but nowadays you can get this software at home to do incredible things. The one thing that's always missing is the engineer. And I think that's one thing we're looking for right now to finish this off.
For real.
The right engineer. I think the other thing is the outside ear. We're always on this music. We're listening to it day in and day out. And sometimes you get, me personally, I hate everything I do. It sucks. It's the worst.
I do the same thing.
Yeah. And what happens is then you're overcritical. Or some of the other stuff, you're like, oh, that's pretty good. But you need that ear. You need that ear that isn't part of the collective that can tell you, no, buddy, do that again, because that sucks. Because sometimes you need it. I've been talking about this, but I'm going to try to demo it out. one of our songs for the Shred and Drips that I haven't presented yet. It was one I wrote, and I've been slacking a little bit because I want to get it perfect, and I'm a little over obsessive about getting things perfect. It's a condition. But yeah, I got this new module, and I want to put that together, show you guys how that thing sounds, and I want to show you the song that we're coming up with. So I'm gonna try to put something together. He's gonna edit it because I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
What song?
It's called Outside My World.
Gotcha.
So, background. So, I probably wrote most of this when I was like 14 years old, and I was depressed as all hell. You know, it's just one of those. You're not feeling great about yourself, and in the last few years, I don't mean to get somber on a video or anything like that, but I lost a few friends to suicide, and it just made me think more and more about this song and that I should do it and I should kind of present it for them. And I'm going to finish it and put it together and put it out there. So I figured I would do a bunch of things with it. You know, I'm going to kind of demo this new gear I got. I'm going to try to start figuring out myself on camera. That's big for me. I think the last few weeks we've been doing stuff here, but just me doing stuff of my own is big. So I think it's just kind of a jumping point. It was something that needed to be done. I had ideas, but just to kind of represent my friends and show what's the word I'm looking for?
I think pay respects is right.
Yeah. Like just shout out to their memory and all that stuff. So people struggle with stuff, you know, and I felt like I was struggling back when I was a kid and I didn't know anything. But to see what happens to people that are adults that are really dealing with their own demons and all that stuff, I feel like I needed to finish this song and put it out there. So we were kind of setting off in the territory of, hey, we're all trying to get together and it's hard sometimes. We all work jobs and stuff. So I think we all settled in on each of us having our own song too. He just finished up something that's gnarly. I hope he shows it. I hope he just pops it up, but he's not. He's gonna hold off on it. I know he is.
You've heard a little guitar on Twitter.
Yeah, little guitar on Twitter. Mustard's singing, and that's a huge deal for that guy.
On his song?
Yeah, he's gonna be all embarrassed when I talk about it. But Mustard's gonna be singing, which the guy rips on guitar, and he ain't shameless about that at all. He just rips on guitar and
He's
shows
pretty
everybody.
good at singing. He just doesn't know.
But
yet.
yeah, he's got a good voice. And then Zozo's got her song. I don't know if we showed clips of it or not. I know I helped.
The bluesy one?
No, it was the other one. It's an acoustic track.
Yes.
She's very like
I don't think we
90s
showed
acoustic.
them. No. You guys haven't seen a lot of the stuff yet. I know.
And then you have no idea about Sheps because we didn't until like 3 days ago. He sends me this thing and he's like, I tried to sing. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, what's this gonna be? And I'm like, what? And I turned it on. We were here actually. I turned it on, and he looks at me and he's like, "That's him." And I was like, "Wait a minute! I gotta text him right now. I gotta call him right now. Like, that was you?" Yeah. You know.
It was just I felt it.
I felt it. I'm like, dude, that's good. Where's this been your entire life?
I felt it. I don't know.
So-
I don't know.
I felt like it was a good thing. We all felt like it was a good thing. I don't want to put it like it was my idea, but everybody doing their own song, because then there's 5 of us, so that's 5 songs right there, and it's easily done. You know, we can all do it in our own space and figure that all out, and then we have the other songs that are all a collective. So
The past few weeks, though, I mean, we just it's been tough for all of us, like he said, because like there's a lot of like life events going on. We had the NYC trip too, so I was gone for a little while, so I kind of took a back seat for like a week.
without Dead Son, there ain't no videos.
Yeah, sorry guys, my fault on that. But yeah, you know, like I think everybody's just got a little bit like his job is just in wrecking him. You know, Mustard's job's been wearing on him. So like we're all just coming at it, you know, as much as we can, and so it's okay to take a break sometimes and veg out and just say okay, reset. boom. And NYC was that for me. I came back and like the fire was just there. I've just been every single day that I can. I've been sitting in this studio, either working on my track, working on the next video, trying to assemble stuff with them, talking to people on Twitter. Like, I'm at it right now. I just am tired of like not doing it. It took that gentle nudge to like get back into this, environment for me. Like music was just, when I was younger, it was the only thing I wanted to do. I just wanted to play guitar, make music, make songs, and do that. And now I have this opportunity to do that. So it's like, I'm giving it my all, like if there's any level that I want to get to, it's just the next, and it's constant. So I'm just going to keep making these videos and pumping them out and making songs. And like, we're going to do some cover stuff coming up on like a side channel. So you guys can check us out, and we're going to be doing some cool stuff, just covering some fun songs, just for the heck of it, because we can. So yeah, we're about to check out like a little bit of a live sing through, so to say.
It isn't perfected, and frankly, the lyrics are just words thrown together. But I hope that the melodies that I presented in here are pretty good. I thought it over and thought it over and thought it over and thought it over. And Zoso's missing on here. She's a big part of the like secondary call and response kind of. We're looking for like an Alice in Chains vibe. You know how like Lane Staley and Jerry Cantrell would do this back and forth thing. Or there's a lot of bands that do it, but she'll be in there at the final cut. But for right now, it's just me on there. There's a lot of piano in it. There's a lot of there's some synth.
Piano's fire.
Yeah, and I was just looking for that different vibe where like it'll catch you. If you're that heavy riff guy, there's that heavy riff in there, but there's also this like ambient piano driven like. It's just different. I don't even know what they would describe it. It's not pop. It's not rock. I don't know what it is. It's you take it for whatever you think it is, and I hope you'll like it. That's all I care.
guys, for tuning in again to the Shredding Drip episode. It's always a pleasure to have you guys watch our videos, so please like and subscribe to the channel if you do want to see more of this content. We really appreciate it, and we will see you next week.
Don't hesitate to repost this everywhere. Share it around. We'd appreciate it. Just if you like it, send it around. Tell a friend. Just keep us in your circle. Thank you so much.